kama na wengine ma MCA. I'm shocked. MCAs wa Makueni wametuma mbuzi, MCAs wa Mkitui, and I didn't want this to be a collective effort. In fact, quite honestly, tulikuwa tungangane. Kwa hivyo, the conclusion of that matter is, please don't go in a hurry. Tutatafuta mbuzi Kioni, Nyandarua ni mbali. Tutachinja zingine na zingine until really we feel that we have fraternized, because we are celebrating the within the Azimio coalition. And I want to thank the clergy again, Apostle Musili, and wonderful. Let me actually again ask kwa heshima all the clergy who are here to stand again, because we want to really recognize in a very special way. Yaani hawa watu ni wengi, tuwapigie makofi. And I know there were prayers in Machakos yesterday. I thank Governor Wavinya for inviting them again. She attended out of courtesy. Alafu akasema kujeni pia Yata Farm kesho tuungane na nyinyi. Tuwapigie makofi, because we are all doing this with a very clear conscience. There is no conflict of interest. Hakuna mabishano. You cannot compete when it comes to prayers. Thank you so much. There is no competition whatsoever. I know that Father Mutie in particular, I want to recognize Father Mutie. That gentleman is actually the chair, the national chairperson of all the religious community in Kenya. And I'm told that the only time the Catholics, the Muslims, the Hindus, the Presbyterians and all feel comfortable is when Father Mutie is actually on the chair. And I think if I'm not wrong, our brother comes from Mwala. That is true, isn't it? Mwala. Oh, where exact? Oh, Matungulu, kwa mwana mole. I want to actually ask you, we'll be very unorthodox. Just come onekane, because then anybody who feels not recognized, I recognize Father Mutie, and I think all of us will know that even Olesapit will feel recognized. He may not be here at the Church of the Anglican Church in Kenya. He came the other day to talk to me and to pray with me, and I want to thank you. It reminds me of the country, my second country, where I went to do my postgraduate work, Cyprus. But him, I think, is Orthodox, and I want to really thank you for finding the time. Thank you. Thank you. I therefore now want to recognize the others as I go on, and then I'll call my brother Raila. Nimevalia kijeshi na sio jeshi. Kuna vijana hapa na was coming in, walikuwa nasema KDF. So now, KDF, I discovered, kauliza ni nini, kasema Kalonzo Defense Forces. Ukiwaangalia wengine, they can do with an extra lunch. But it is the spirit of commitment and the love for their country which makes them come out strongly, and more particularly defense of democracy. I am wearing like this, and if a time at the end, I really love to sing the words in one of the gospel songs, stand up for Jesus, ye soldiers of the cross. Lift up his royal banner, for it must not suffer loss. From victory to victory his army shall he lead. And beautiful hymn writer, how relevant it is. This is a time to stand up. The clergy, Kenyans, stand up for Jesus. Because you cannot be standing up for Jesus if you're in Shakahola. And I'm happy the church has come out very clearly on this matter. But I wonder why Raila ODINGA was denied access to Shakahola, and they allowed Shakila, my party secretary general, because I think the Senate committee was going there. So in the spirit of openness, This matter about Shakahola has hit international news. It has put this country's name negatively. Watch Al Jazeera, you watch other places. Therefore, it behoves us as a nation to be very open about what happened in Shakahola. And as Shakila said, I think that we will know eventually the truth. Now, allow me to read the following because I want to really celebrate our teams. The clergy present have delivered a timely and very thoughtful message that at its heart reminds us whose children we are and why all of us, at all the times, we must praise and be thankful to our mighty God. I'm thus vividly reminded of Psalms 9:1. I quote, I will give thanks to you, Lord. With all my heart, I will tell of all your wonderful deeds. The last time we gathered here, on January 15, 2022, we had the Yatta Declaration. And I would want to invite my brother Raila, on behalf of Azimio fraternity, to come up with the Yatta Declaration 2. We, as an affirmation of the endorsement of that few months prior, in November, at our Wiper Democratic Movement, a National Delegates Conference in Kasarani, when we then Yatta won, the declaration affirmed the conclusions of what had happened at the Delegates Conference. Ultimately, as Wiper and the One Kenya Alliance, Oka, my sister mother at that point was actually with me in Oka, having consulted widely and particularly cognizant of what was at stake for all the people of Kenya, we joined hands with my brother, former Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga, and Sister Mother Karua in Azimio la Umoja One Kenya, and crafted the Azimio One Kenya coalition. Others were my brother Gideon Moi was with us, and Kanu in Oka, and I think several other friends who sometimes the going became very tough. I saw one of them running as independent somewhere in Luo Nyanza. However, our presidential electoral victory was openly stolen by the minority Chebukati-led Independent Electoral Boundaries Commission, IBC, and illegally validated at the Supreme Court of Kenya. In the National Assembly, our majority coalition numbers were unlawfully and systematically reduced to mirror the farce of a stolen election. Today, I want to express my sincere appreciation to all of the Wiper leadership who, despite intimidation and overt bribery, notwithstanding the bets of which political party would be the first to fall prey to the whims of those who currently hold the instruments of power, stood and continued to stand firm and tall. Echo to Wiper members of parliament. None of them was able to get hoodwinked. And if any of them were there after today, clearly, the next general election utakuwa umejipeleka nyumbani wewe mwenyewe. As your party leader, I take particular pride when I look at all of you and take in our diversity of representation. Against all odds, we have grown from Ukambani region. This is a national political movement of Machakos, the Ukambani region, Lower Eastern, Machakos, Makwiny, and Kitui counties, and spread to Taita Taveta. Out of the 4 elected members of parliament in Taita Taveta County, 3 of them are white. And of course, they also spread to Tana River, to Nairobi. That's why you have Mawathe in Embakasi South and other places. To Kajiado, to Embu, Busia, Kisii. Now I know where you come from. Now we know the culprit. It is one Mawathe Musili. Tafadhali, hold your peace, we hear you. We hear you. We hear you. We hear you. You know, ndugu Raila wa Kamba ana msemo that an animal smells exactly like the forest from which he slept the previous night. Nyamwenyunga kithekakela ye amenyunga kithekake ilobi. So I can talk of Garissa, Wajir, Wiper's presence in 14 counties, and as a movement, I honestly believe this is just the beginning. But we might, in the interest of this nation and growth of democracy and deepening of our gains, have to operate now perhaps, and this is my challenge